All right, several school districts have seen their attempts to help fund education, well, fail. The latest coming last night. In Middleton, it's been very difficult to pass any education-related funding solutions in the last 5 years. They did pass a levy back in 2017. Then in 2018, they tried 3 separate times to pass a $28.8 million bond in March, in August, and November. In November, they tried to break that up a bit into 3 separate measures. It still failed. March of this year, voters approved a 2-year, $1.5 million levy, and the latest coming yesterday with the $59 million bond failing by more than 12%. Meanwhile, in Caldwell, Valley View School District, they've had some success in the last 4 years, but by the slimmest of margins. In 2017, their 10-year, $2 million per year levy passed by 4 votes, just 4 votes. In 2019, their $65 million bond passed by just 1 vote. Well, that money went to pay for a new middle school and set aside money to buy land for future school sites. Then in 2020, there was a 2-year, $4.5 million levy per year passed. But this year, both attempts to pass bonds failed. Once in March by just 2% of the votes, and then again yesterday by less than 1%. So you can see schools are asking for money a lot of times. Sometimes they're getting it, not so much other times. Because when the population grows around the area, of course, so do the needs of the schools. And the education needs statewide are already documented. Local education nonprofit Bloom concluded Idaho needs to build more than 100 schools by the year 2030. But if we're already saying no to new schools now, where does that leave us in 10 years or less than 10 years from now? Here's Andrew Bartline.
New subdivisions keep popping up.
There's thousands of homes that are on deck to be constructed in the upcoming years. That's going to bring a lot of families in.
But the schools remain the same size.
We wanted to meet the needs of our teachers and our students.
Valley View School District spokesperson Joey Palmer says his district needs help.
The growth isn't going to stop.
Because for the second time this year, Valley View voters denied a $55 million bond. The bond would have allowed the district to build 2 new elementary schools and buy land for another high school.
We got closer to meeting that threshold for the supermajority to pass it, but we didn't quite make it over the hump.
As a result, Valley View will continue to run 6 of 7 elementary schools over capacity. And this isn't unique, according to Terry Ryan.
School districts that are bursting at the seams.
Ryan is the CEO of Bloom, an Idaho nonprofit focusing on education and finding solutions.
If you've got overcrowded classroom, that affects the ability of teachers to be successful and schools to be successful.
Bloom conducted a study at the beginning of 2022 to project education needs across the state. Ryan's team concluded Idaho schools would need to accommodate more than 40,000 new students by 2030. And there's only one way to get it done.
I think there's tough conversations that could be had around that, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to build buildings.
Bloom estimates 104 new schools are needed, but already taxpayers are denying these projects.
It only gets more expensive and the need only becomes greater. So every time the bond fails, it just exasperates everything more and more.
Valley View built portable classrooms on existing school property in an effort to keep up, but they've run out of room to build more.
If you've ever been in those, I mean, they can work. In the winter, it's a drag going from the main building to the portable classroom. I think it's disruptive and seeing it, on an ongoing basis.
Portables have become one of Valley View's only options because the district can't build new schools without a bond, and land developers don't pay an impact fee when their project moves thousands of people into the district. It's left Valley View literally begging for money.
Currently, I meet with developers to see if they'd be willing to donate to the Valley View School District if a city council approves their development. Because to be quite frank with you, most developers say, no, we don't have to pay you a dime, and they still get approved by city councils.
Palmer says school districts need more funding from the state legislature. And Idaho lawmakers are aware of this need headed into the special legislative session.
Inflation is eroding the buying power also in our schools. And there's wage inflation, et cetera. And so in order to have a good set of schools, we've got to continually invest back in them.
Without more money from the state, without impact fees, and without bonds, growing school districts have their hands tied.
We just need to regroup and see if we can find out how we can meet the needs of our kids, retain the teachers that we have so that way we're not overworking them with a ridiculous student to teacher ratio in the classrooms. So we'll figure something out.
Ryan says another solution could be compromising on the ask. Instead of a $55 million bond, districts could ask for a $40 million bond. Build a school with a smaller gym, no football field, especially keep it bare minimum with amenities. And that's kind of a strategy that they've seen work with charter schools. That's what Bloom does a lot of work with, is with charters. They say building bare minimum schools, sometimes you just need the facility. Also says they haven't found a correlation between the quality of the facility and the performance of students. If there's a good teacher in the classroom and the kids are there, they have the materials they need, typically it works out all right.
And I know money for schools and levies and bonds, nothing new in the state of Idaho, but over the last couple of years with the focus being on CRT and indoctrination of children, when these teachers and administrators are more worried about whether or not these classrooms are bursting at the seams, that should be the focus of what our education system looks like right now, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's a tough break for a lot of schools too, some overflowing by more than 200 kids.
And still seeing the need for repairs like air conditioners and just improved buildings overall. All right, thank you very much, Andrew.